Does Grease count as a
Grease does
show?
count as show tunes.
Yeah. Then like Grease, all of it, pretty much.
It is.
Wow.
There's some really good, beautiful songs in that.
Oh my God, I love Grease. I am crazy about Grease.
I love Grease B-sides.
I want to go
Oh, I love them.
I also want to go to Grease.
Mhm.
very badly. Hello,
Star
everybody. It's time to Star Trek and chill. Tell us what country you would like to visit in the live chat, and also your favorite show tunes. All right, so today we're probably going to talk about Star Trek at some point and a bunch of other stuff. Definitely mention Prodigy and Lower Decks because it's a big week coming up for those two shows. It's the end of one and the beginning of another, right on the same day. What else are we going to talk about, dude? You guys, I got a pet peeve that I gotta unleash upon everybody. I know, I'm livid. And also, there's some SISKO talk. Captain SISKO.
I thought it was like
talk.
God SISKO.
Finally. Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Mhm.
But here to help us make sense of all of this is Melissa Longo.
Oh, hi.
You know, she'll hook it up. Nice keyboard.
Thanks.
Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is also here out in Connecticut.
Hi.
And joining us, hanging out and partying with us, Mr. John Orchiola of Screen Rant.
Hello.
He's like the Gene Roddenberry of Screen Rant.
That's true.
If you're into
Sort
Gene
of.
Roddenberries. All right. How's everybody doing in the live chat? In the live chat, my name's Ryan T. Husk, and I'm wearing a one of these low-key secret fandom shirts where it's like, if you know, you know, but then you're kind of low-key in it. Our friend Shar is coming in a little bit later. She will be here as well. So everybody in the live chat, what are you drinking and what are you thinking today? What are you drinking and what are you thinking today? If you're not thinking anything, that's fine, but you have to be drinking something. Melissa, what are you drinking today, by the way?
Water.
Lambda Quadrant.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Fun.
It's like everybody listening in, she's got one of those like plastic cups with lids that are shaped exactly like a Taco Bell beverage, but like it's plastic and it has Lambda Quadrant on it, which is awesome. Those are our buddies. Got mine back yonder. I should drink out of that soon. What about you, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel?
So I'm in Connecticut helping my sister because I have a new niece and I got to go to Costco with her. And my reward for being a good aunt was I got a big box of White Claws. So I have watermelon White Claw again.
Nice.
Nice.
But then what are you going to drink tomorrow when that's all gone?
I'm a one a night girl for White Claw.
What about you, Mr. John Orchiola? What are you sipping on today?
Some Starbucks iced coffee in a Quark Industries glass.
Oh, I love that.
Excellent.
They have some good iced coffee.
Forgot to check what flavor this is. Watermelon LaCroix for me, but
nice.
In my special Star Trek beverage vessel with my name on it.
That's cute.
That's engraved by the good people at Paramount Plus and Friends.
When are LaCroix and White Claw going to start sponsoring us is the question.
Seriously. And water.
Yeah, and water.
LA water. All right.
Sparklets.
Ooh, Robert Kaiser speaking Klingon. He said Nuk Neh.
I know, I love that.
Which I believe means what do you want, right? That's like the direct translation of Klingon is what do you want, I think.
That was some good pronunciation though.
Okay. So, Wardogheim is drinking water and snacking on flavored chickpeas. The coconut and barbecue are my favorite. Ooh, yum.
Well, I think Bob D is gonna win though.
Yeah,
COVID
Bob D's
vax
drinking
with a
COVID
beer
vax.
chaser. I love that. And chili. Even better.
Anne-Marie, you're the only doctor amongst us. Can you speak on whether you can drink a COVID vaccine?
Yeah, no, but you can get.
Do you know this for
you
certain?
can and should get one, and then follow it with the beer chaser if you're so inclined.
Okay.
And home for the night.
What about? Well, I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so what do you guys want to start with? Lower Decks?
Whoa,
Prodigy,
Rose Kirby. Hi, Rose Kirby.
Rose Kirby.
Yeah,
Deep Space Nine.
She's had a big night.
Tell us about it.
She's had 4 points of lager and 2 doubles of whiskey.
Wow.
So not drinking anything.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like that's sort of like a reflection of what's going on in the UK right now, apparently.
Wow.
A lot. Well, make sure you're drinking water now.
Why did it get so quiet? I'm just doing a poll.
Because I said, oh, pull face. I should have recognized it.
Yeah, when I do
I just got like
face-
so behind on the live chat in like 1 minute of not looking. Let's see. Oh, Linda Anderegg says she'd like to visit Australia and New Zealand. No show tune today. I've been singing the what she Dachi song from the Captain Hank show. Now I want to know everything about this song. I'll screenshot it and look it up later.
So while we've dropped our first poll, which is what do you guys want to start with? The possibilities are SISKO, Prodigy, Lower Decks, or a bone to pick. John, while they're feverishly typing away on that, what's up with you? What's new? What have you done recently that should be fun and or exciting?
Oh my gosh. All I do is work. I am now the Star Trek beat editor for Screen Rant, which means that I'm going to be running Star Trek news and features across the site. And it is a ton of work. When I signed on, I didn't realize how much work it was going to be, but it's actually really awesome. So we're still figuring out how it's all going to function, and I'm going to build a team of writers to help me write all this stuff.
Amazing.
But yeah, but it's pretty awesome. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek and writing about it, as I do every week. And like today, I thought it would be cool to start with this. I published a story called Star Trek Shows the Best Way Jake Sisko Can Return. Because when I watched Lower Decks and they brought on that reporter from the Federation News Service, I thought, why isn't this Jake Sisko? This should have been Jake. And but you know what? It still could be.
Well, I keep wondering if like every time I see a reporter, I'm like, this should be Jake. And then if the reporter turns out dodgy, or like, yeah, like the Picard one wasn't the nicest person, and same with this one, then I'm like, well, I guess it can't be Jake because that'll ruin Jake for us. But yes, oh my God, we need a Jake.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
can't wait
could
to read this
easily
article.
write in Jake as a reporter somewhere, and
What
not
if,
just one off.
What if somebody does to Jake Sisko what they did to Icheb?
No.
What if they're just like, well, no, that would be beyond anybody's control. Like, what if they just cast some other guy that kind of looked like Sirach, just to have him killed off to like motivate, Ezri Dax coming back and being like, what?
Or
now
Will Wheaton to behave, or else this is what will happen to Wesley. Oh my gosh, no, that would be the worst.
No,
there's no way.
But yeah, why should Sirach be punished and recast?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not responding to your comment anymore, Ryan. I don't like that.
Oh, I'm not
I
saying
don't like
I'd like
thinking
for it
about
to
it.
happen.
I know it is a scary thought.
I sure hope not, but it's always possible. I mean, that's something that would be beyond anybody's control if somebody wants to do that. If one of the Star Trek series, maybe the new Section 31 series, or something like that could happen, and we wouldn't even know until it happened.
It it would be like a high impact, like, it would break all our hearts, which
Or what
Yeah.
if Section 31 just comes and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, ever since Jake SISKO died, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, wait, what?
Well,
And
if
that's
we
it.
don't-
It's canon and it's over. And there's
No.
nothing we can do about it.
if I don't see the dead body,
Why?
then I don't believe it anyway.
But why?
That's true.
But
And it has to
why?
be dead until the nanoprobes can't bring it back to life.
But why? I mean, too many shows are falling back on the new Game of Thrones trope where they just kill everyone willy-nilly. It's annoying. We know people
you're-
died, but we don't have to beat a dead horse about it. Beat a
Oh,
That's
dead
one of my
horse.
favorite Guns N' Roses songs, by the way, Dead Horse. That is, am I right, John?
It's a
That
good
is
one.
Good freaking song from track 15 on
Hey,
Use
Sean's
Your
here.
Illusion 1. Man alive. That the
we have
drums. Oh,
we have one Trek fan talking in all capital letters. So
Oh, boy.
we need to change the subject about Jake SISKO dying.
oh boy. Shar is here joining us, everybody, just in time to tell us what she thinks about Jake SISKO dying.
Yeah, what did I walk into? What is going on?
Melissa was surmising and kind of low-key hoping that some new Star Trek series would come along and like kill off Jake SISKO, like without even using Sirach, just like some random actor, like what they did with Icheb, or I think somebody was saying there was like a porno version of Voyager, and then they would call him Ichub.
Okay, so I think that someone was
I'll never
you.
forget that. That was definitely not me.
Why does Jake need to die necessarily?
I don't know, Melissa. What do you?
This is not a hill I'm dying on.
Okay, so this was just an idea
like
and
an
it went
idea.
off the rails and suddenly
Yes.
people are typing in all caps. Okay, got it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it wasn't my idea either.
It was.
These
it
are
was
how
not,
rumors get started.
I just threw it out there, not really saying that it should happen or we want that. Just like the fact that we really have no idea. Like, Star Trek could kill off our favorite characters and we would have no idea. And maybe even the actor that portrayed that character would have no idea. They could just be like they could just be showing a casualty list on a screen, and one of them is like
that's
Aelana
rough.
Torres, and you're like, wait, what? Why did
yeah.
Don't even go
and
there.
Oh.
that's it. It would be canon.
That would be
about
harsh.
A crapshoot way to kill a character.
Yeah.
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 Who on the
I-
writing staff really hates that character? Dang.
I can't wait
Right.
to read this Screen Rant article though, John, about I just can't wait. I love thinking of ways like characters we love can come back potentially. It's just like such a fun mind exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
where is it? I'm looking for it on Screen Rant, but maybe you could send us the link.
Um.
I've done a lot of scrolling and I haven't found it yet.
What's the best way to find it? How do I search my own site?
I'll find it.
Well, and
If you-
in the meantime, Shar is drinking something purple.
Oh.
Yes, it's a
A
new
nebula?
flavor to me, Two Town Cider House, and it's called Cosmic
Whoa.
Crisp.
Yum.
And it's delicious.
Okay. So I learned about this new thing called apple cider mimosas this week.
Oh,
And you
yeah, there
put
it is.
like
Wow.
apple, you put cinnamon and sugar as the rim. And I'm like, I've been drinking apple cider without champagne like an idiot all these years. This thing is delicious. Like I never tasted anything so yummy.
That sounds
Apple
amazing.
cider
Mimosas.
with cinnamon and sugar. So apple
cinnamon
cider
and
with
sugar on the
champagne.
rim. Apple cider with champagne. It's to die for. I couldn't even believe
Yeah.
how good it is. I'm hunting that
Sounds
down when I
good.
get back to the city again.
Everybody in the live chat, let us know, what do you think of apple cider and champagne with sugar and cinnamon rim?
Like an apple cider donut rim. It was so good. I was like licking
Mm.
the glass after I finished it. Usually, like I do not like those, like the stuff on the rim, but oh my god, it was so good.
All right. So the people have spoken. We will start with SISKO right after we start with Jake SISKO right here.
Hey,
Uh,
Cisco. That is a Cisco.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's why it's
Specify
going to lead
which
right
Cisco.
in. Okay. So the title is Star Trek shows the best way Jake Sisko can return by introducing a Federation news reporter. Star Trek Lower Decks just set up how Jake Sisko, Sirach Lofton, can make his long-awaited comeback. Yeah, John, can you tell us more about that? Because I know we all thought that in the first episode of Picard, like the first scene or something, right?
Yeah.
You know, but like one of you said, it would be great though if that reporter didn't have like a negative spin, you know, like the last couple have. But what was this about?
Jake doesn't have to be a muckraking reporter. He could be a cool reporter. He could be, you know, he could be somebody who actually. I mean, his father
is a muckraker. Yeah,
his father was a Starfleet legend. There's no way he would disparage Starfleet or look down upon Starfleet officers and captains.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, actually, the headline kind of sets it off.
I love that.
It's basically just that. You know, if Lower Decks or one of the other shows wants to use a Federation news reporter, it's probably the best outlet to just kind of insert Jake in there. Because otherwise, you know, what else is Jake? He's a novelist, he's a writer, and you can't really build stories around that unless, you know, you do another thing like The Visitor. But if you want to insert him, in a show, as a reporter, it's much easier to find a way to do that. And he'd be, you know, rather than create a reporter like Victoria in Lower Decks, they've got one ready-made who is a legacy character everybody wants to see.
Maybe he's on the competing news network. He's not on FNN. He's on like the more small, independent underdog operation that's going on. I could see Jake doing that.
Started his own,
which kind of reminds
News Network.
So all this news network talk reminds me of the Babylon 5 episodes with like, they have these amazing episodes involving like news networks, which leads me to this comment I freaking just saw in the live chat about Shar and Norm putting Zocalo on Roddenberry Network. What?
Yeah, okay. It's part of the Mission Log Discord. We're hosting a chat for the members there to discuss Babylon 5. We're going to do one episode at a time and just talk about the episode. And that's actually what I was doing right before this. We have a really cool mix of first timers, people rewatching the show after a long absence, and then old vats like me and Norm. And so if you like Mission Log and you want to support the show, that's one of the perks that you get is things like the chats in the Discord. It's a lot of fun.
That's amazing.
Cool. Thanks for bringing that up.
Talk about that.
A little bit of shameless plug.
No, it's good information.
That's what we do
Speaking of shameless
here.
Plugs, I did plug the seventh rule at the bottom of the article.
Nice.
Ooh.
Hey, cool.
Okay,
link to it and everything.
A plug without shame.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to take shameless out of this. That was not shameless, Shar. That was not shameless, John. These are all, shameful is worse, isn't it? Wait.
No.
Shameful plugs.
I don't know.
No shame.
Basically, I could not be more excited about both of these.
That can be the title of Jake's news network, Shameful Plugs.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
It's got a good ring to it.
Network.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing news. I miss you and Norm talking about Babylon 5. That's wonderful.
You know, it was good to be back. We talked about the pilot, which I'm not even the biggest fan of, minor spoiler, but we found so many cool things to point out and things to appreciate despite all of that. The fact that later on, things just get so much better. Like the pilot only gets so far, right? Introducing things. And yet there's so many good things there to talk about. So yeah. Oh, good times.
So
we've been geeking out behind the scenes too, just texting back and forth like we used to back in the day. Just rapidly. Oh my God, look at what I caught this time around. Because you catch something new every time.
Especially because it was like what do you call it? Like the HD upgrade, whatever that version was.
The upscale on HBO Max. If you haven't watched Babylon 5 or if you want to rewatch it, that's the place to go. And it's in better resolution now. So if things like the special effects kind of turned you off because it was really early CGI, guess what? You're going to see the most beautiful version of the show you're ever going to get there. So do it that way.
And there's some really there's so many like one-off bad guys in common with Star Trek. It's so much fun to watch. I love that part about it.
You know, we were talking about a lot of crossover. There's a lot of Trek and Babylon 5 crossover with actors, writers, producers, not necessarily so much with crew, because it's not like the Okudas crossed over and did Babylon 5 or anything. B5 had its own signature style and crew, but you're going to see a lot of familiar names and faces on B5 for sure.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I mean, obviously, Rachel Barrett's my favorite, but there were some other really good ones.
Yeah. She did a guest role in an episode. It was amazing.
And occasionally, like people that you wish you had seen in Star Trek who just somehow never made it onto an episode, they'll show up. Like the guy, I'm like blocking on his name from Cabaret, who then like shows up as the Camelot guy, like the weird King Arthur episode.
Michael York?
Yes, Michael York. Like they're people who you wish, because like obviously we see Joel Grey in Star Trek Voyager, but then you get to see like him in Babylon 5. So sometimes they complement themselves really well, like watching the two different series to see like all of the cool actors doing a run at being like one-off.
Yeah, they were all in this world. Star Trek was king because it had the name and all of the monetary backing behind it. But if you haven't watched B5, give it a legit chance because that story will just suck you in.
Super in love with Jakar and Londo.
Who isn't?
Those two
I know.
are
Hey,
fun.
real quick,
And sometimes linear.
I gotta give a big shout out to a very special person in the live chat, Dead Purple 7. Hello, welcome back. It's been so long. Dead Purple 7, great pal of mine. She's up in California's beautiful Central Valley. And when you say beautiful in the Central Valley, it's not really that. It's kind of a lot of cows.
They grow good stuff there.
Whatever.
The fields are cool.
There's
It's really
good
good to
Storage
see you,
Wars
Dead
episodes.
Purple 7. Welcome back. Great seeing you. So Babylon 5 does get
sorry
better.
to
You promised, right?
Sorry to turn the
promise.
conversation to Babylon 5 and chill. We can go back to Star Trek and chill.
Yes, sorry.
That's
We've
okay.
totally overtaken.
But
Yeah,
John,
it does
have
start off
you-
a little rough,
Yeah.
season 1, but if
Don't
you
they
just
all?
keep going past like the first few episodes, man, you start to see what it's really doing and then all good from there.
And I'm also going to give it a plug, like the way that they talk about doctors who get addicted to drug, like stimulants
That's a
to enhance
thing.
their performance. Like I've never seen it depicted so well anywhere. It was just amazing. But yeah.
And that is a part of that culture, right? You would know.
Such a part of the culture because it's just like you're not even doing it for like self-gain, you're doing it to like stay awake to help your patients do better. And like it's, oh my god, it was that like story arc was just so moving. It's just amazing.
Love it. I love it.
Like,
It
so ahead
addresses
of
things
its
like
time.
addiction.
Yes, just wonderful. And the acting
good
is
stuff.
just amazing.
John, have
Anyway,
you
how about
seen
that Star
Babylon
Trek?
5?
Yeah.
I've never seen Babylon 5.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I haven't seen it.
I
I
just
just
saw
You
the
have
first
HBO
during the
Max.
episode.
pandemic.
Dude, same.
Yeah.
watch some
And,
Babylon 5.
And yeah, Shar, I was kind of turned off by the quality, but it's a first episode, so I tried to focus more on the writing, which I actually thought the writing was pretty good. But I remembered hearing like creaking footsteps or something where I was just like, wow, this feels like it was made in a shed or something like that. That first episode. But,
Yeah.
It was like a shed kind of space station in some ways.
Well, it is
Like-
part of like this lived in feel where Babylon 5 is not nearly as sanitized as Star Trek is. And you have this array of alien cultures. Some of them don't even breathe the same atmosphere we do. There's like a whole section of the station just for them so they can breathe in their habitat. And it's not like the clean and hopeful idealistic future of Star Trek. It's much more realistic and lived in, but it is still hopeful, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, even like Deep Space Nine, which sometimes it's so much more gray. Like Babylon 5, for example, will have like seedier areas where people like spent their life savings getting there and they can't get off. And there's like drugs are running rampant, and it's really well done.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same problems we face today happening in the future, maybe in slightly different ways. And how they're handling that is one of the interesting things to watch.
It sounds similar to The Expanse to an extent.
I've not seen The Expanse.
Oh,
From what
I
I
gotta
heard,
watch
about
that.
The
as far as the
Expanse, yeah, it
off-worlders and the people who live out, in outer space and have been belters, and they even humans don't breathe the same way or can exist in the same atmosphere as people who are born and exist on Earth. So it's really interesting.
Cool.
And
Nice.
I will say also to like help you through the transition to become whatever Babylon 5 fans call themselves or ourselves. Like it's really nice to have Shar and Norm there, like so excited and gushing about it because it's contagious. And like, I mean, it's like getting into Star Trek. It's hard to do it yourself. So I love it.
Well, yeah, you want some nerds to help you out. We're here for you.
Yes.
All right. So back to our pal Jake SISKO so we can close the book on that. Get it? That's a writer joke. John, we've only got you for about 15 more minutes. Can you tell us what series or in what way exactly would you like to see Jake SISKO come back? Do you want to see him like in Lower Decks, coming up as like a silly, goofy, rascally reporter, or do you want to see him in Prodigy, helping Chakotay get away?
Lower Decks is my first choice, but actually Prodigy would be amazing. First of all, CGI Jake in that style.
I mean, how tall is he going to be?
Probably you're right. How
So great.
Like that actually might be amazing. And Prodigy is bringing back so many legacy characters in the second half of season 1, and season 2 is like, I think it's still in production actually. So there might be opportunity to do it. And, I would say since Picard is done for live action in the 25th century, I would say Prodigy would be an amazing place to see Jake, probably because it's also a little bit unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Aww. I feel like he could really like connect with people like Gwen, who like have some strange, like powerful being as their father, and just kind of help them through that. And losing parents.
And even Doll as almost a mentor to Doll, having had a father who was a leader, and he learned so much from Big Sister.
Well, the other thing too is that the actor that plays Doll and the actor that played Jake SISKO both have the exact same birthday, so they also have that fun.
Wow.
Oh, and by the way, we found out we're going to be finding out what Doll's last name is. It's Hare, so that's interesting for everybody to enjoy.
Is this a joke?
Okay, what? Really?
Doll hair?
Doll hair?
Yeah, isn't
that stand for something?
Doll hair? Like,
nope, that's all there is to it. Sorry, John.
Like
there's no more to it.
I know.
Is this a
I
joke
gave
that
an
fell
interesting factoid and a stupid thing. You gotta. But the birthday thing, one of those was true. One of those factoids was true, we'll say.
Oh my God, are these like Prodigy Snapple facts?
They're like Yogi tea bag things.
Yogi tea. Oh my God.
So we're putting up a new poll
wait,
today.
really fast though, for anybody who missed the 7th rule review, how hilarious was that Yogi tea bag fact about last week's episode of 7th rule, or of what's it even called, Lower Decks, where they were having things for that like wise guy to say in the holodeck movie, and to get inspiration, the writers just went to like YogiTeabags.com to like read what their tea bags say.
That's funny.
Everybody go check that out. That was last week's review of Lower Decks season 3 episode 8 with writer Ben Rogers, and he's the one that told us that secret. Good knowledge, Anne-Marie.
That's so funny.
Our poll here is, how would you like to see Jake SISKO come back? Now, I'm going to exclude Discovery because that's pretty tough,
Yeah.
And I'm going to exclude Picard because, well, it's already been shot, so it's a low likelihood. Maybe he's in season 3 already, but that would, who knows?
They could be really tight-lipped about it.
And also, Strange New Worlds, I think, would be kind of tough, because obviously they can do anything. Sci-fi, you can do anything. But for the purposes of this poll, the 4 options are Prodigy, of course, Lower Decks, the upcoming Section 31 series, or the upcoming Starfleet Academy series. maybe it could be a
Ooh,
professor or
great.
something like that. See, these are fun ideas, possibly.
Yeah. John,
What do
you
you
make a good
think?
case for Prodigy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very, very high on Prodigy right now.
same.
But
Same. Can't wait.
So you want to see the serious and family-friendly version of Jake Sisko and Prodigy more than you want to see the comedic and adult humor Jake Sisko
the thing
side
about
of
Prodigy.
Lower Decks.
I want both. I want every Jake. I want all the Jakes.
I know.
I feel like Prodigy, if he showed up in Prodigy, he could potentially like show it more and more. I envision that a little more than like Lower Decks, just because they fit in so many jokes.
Good point.
And, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It seems like Prodigy is doing
point.
recurring a lot.
I mean,
Yeah, they're building, whereas Lower Decks likes to do like the one-off. This is the episode with this cameo, and this is the episode with that cameo. And Prodigy more like we get a little hint of Chakotay, and first we got a hint of Janeway, and it kind of grows.
Would
Like
Jake be in the holodeck? Would there be a holodeck version
Oh.
of Jake?
Sure.
Maybe.
Like, why wouldn't there be, right? I mean,
Right.
technically everything's in the holodeck if you program
Yeah.
it right.
Mm-hmm.
Good
As long
point.
as he doesn't get deleted by Janeway.
Why would she do that?
Delete the Jake.
Delete the Jake.
Rude.
She doesn't like his novel?
Yeah.
Yeah, rude.
That would be rude.
I hate Axel.
He's here for our chicken wings again.
His fingers.
Okay, so the famous story is that Aaron and Sirach would go to the Voyager set to eat their chicken wings because they didn't have chicken wings on the Deep Space Nine set. And then a memo went out to everybody that was like, you have to stay at your own set's craft services table. So, yeah.
That reminds
they
me,
didn't
I
get
had a
chicken
dream.
wings?
I had a dream
know.
about chicken wings last
Although
night. I had a
who's
dream.
eating chicken wings on a. I just don't even understand how that's a popular thing on a set. It's so dirty.
You
Well,
would
Nog's
be
fingers didn't change
surprised
colors.
how many weird things that people eat on set. Like this past Monday, I was on a set and they were eating meatballs with red sauce, and it's just
Like, how does
so
the costume department
impractical.
let that? Yeah, I don't even
Right?
eat like on a date. I'm like, I don't want to get stuff in my teeth and always like it would like
Or
splashes.
or your costume, like
Yeah.
powdered sugar donuts. That should just be an instant no.
Yeah, and then with plastic forks, it's just like those aren't the most reliable utensils in the world.
They'll break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, how weird. Which begs the question, okay, set food. What is a good option?
Anything
For
easy.
me, anything that's knife and forkable or dry, so that you don't have to like have messy hands, that you're not, spaghetti might be bad because that's going to slurp all over the place.
Right.
And then you have to hear other people doing that messy, so
Yeah,
no pho either, or pho, however you like to pronounce it, because that's very slurpy as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super
slurpy.
services
But-
table.
Cheese and crackers.
I want to go there.
Mm.
Well,
Burritos.
sandwiches are usually pretty good, and because
Mhm.
they're
Good
you
call.
can keep them wrapped and they're individually, so you can
Yeah.
take a bite and go.
Mhm.
Savor the rest for later.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess, you guys, we're going to have to talk about Captain Sisko at some point today, right? Might as
God.
well.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I did, like I think I started to say, I did have a dream last night that I went to Star Trek Las Vegas and my brother was there and he asked me if I wanted to come with him to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was like, oh, I've never been to Buffalo Wild Wings. And he was like, oh, you should. And I'm like, hey, I just want to hang out with my brother. So sure, I'll come along. But then I started thinking, because I'm vegetarian, right? But I'm like, I'm pretty sure my brother's been vegetarian fucking forever too. So what's he doing going to Buffalo Wild Wings? It was very confusing, but
You can get a veggie burger there.
Well,
I've done
and
it.
they
Okay.
do have cauliflower
ear like
wings.
wrestlers.
Wings.
Do they? Ooh.
Yeah. because yeah,
That sounds all
in
right.
Ohio, yeah, I was dragged to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like, really? Come on.
I think Avery Brooks likes Buffalo Wild Wings. I used to see him tweet about it, like going there before he got rid of Twitter. So you never know who
No,
you'll see there.
really?
I swear to goodness, like right before we got off Twitter, some of his last tweets were about going to Buffalo Wild Wings. And I only remember because I was like, oh man, maybe I should go to Buffalo Wild Wings or Captain SISKO goes there.
I didn't know he was ever on Twitter.
He was like maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I didn't have an account back then, so I would just like go on and like type in his name to see what he said too, and not a creepy way. I was just amused that the SISKO was on Twitter.
The SISKO.
It's funny. What does the SISKO have?
And it was definitely
need to
him
do
running
on
the account.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Does
All
he
right.
tweet like jazzy riffs? You know, like are his tweets like
Ooh.
Some
oh,
of the tweets were also they sounded very jazzy like him.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, I need to know more about what is going on with this article. It's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
For real.
Well, you're
This
in
is
luck,
crazy
Anne-Marie, because
news.
we've actually got it pulled up here. So
Yes,
check this
good.
out. Screenrant.com here. Huh. That's also one we know. But this is Sean Corley says.
yeah, that's not me.
Yeah. Sean Corley says Star Trek confirms SISKO is returning to the franchise as a god.
In the comic books, right?
In the comic book
Yeah.
franchise.
That's the spoiler right there. Because
Mhm.
I think
Sorry.
everybody's like, I think anybody that tweeted that or posted that would like
I
probably got a
know.
million likes and retweets. And then you open it and it says comic book
In the
series, and we
comic
all
book.
go, oh. Well,
Classic
that's-
comic book news. They always like hook you like that.
I
They need to
know.
have
It gets
they need
me
to
every
have
time.
that in
Same.
the title. Comic book news.
Well, no, because we want Screen Rant to
SISKO
have clicks
returns.
for John Orchiola.
That's true.
Well,
They should be exempt from that rule then.
Yeah, they're exempt. But
Star Trek comics though fall under the comics division, so they're not actually under my umbrella.
oh, okay.
So
Then
sometimes I don't even know about these
Oh.
things
Yeah.
unless I'm looking at the site.
they get me every
Wow.
time.
Yeah,
Same.
even
I
I
was
fall for it.
I was reading down and I had that exact reaction. I was like, oh,
I feel like I need a post-it note like on my computer that's like, don't forget this is probably about comic books. Because it like stops my heart and I'm like, ah. And then somewhere in that first paragraph I see IDW and then I'm like, oh.
yeah.
They keep doing that. There was another one that was saying like, who was it that was coming back?
And I
Was
feel
it
like I'm like,
SISKO with
fool me once, shame
Tuvok?
on me.
Yeah, Tuvok
was-
and Spock, and
Yeah, stuff like that, right?
yeah. Yeah,
'Cause all
And then
the
when
Vulcans
you
know each
flip
other?
out
Star
for like
Trek number
half
one.
a second, yeah,
Right?
you flip out for a second, and then you go, "Oh, it's
I know.
it's not even
Well,
canon."
Some of these are just getting a little bit like, there was one last week that's like, is this the same one where Worf is commanding the Defiant and like
Yeah.
so many random people are on his ship?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's like some of them, I mean, whatever. I do love that comics exist and I'm sure they're wonderful if you're into them. But sometimes
Right.
they sound a little comical.
Okay,
But, like, maybe like this one too.
so John, you never
Oh.
read the comics at all, or follow the
Once in a
comics
while
or
I do.
anything.
I don't get them for free or anything. Like, but if I'm interested, I'll seek it out. Like the last Star Trek comics I read was Star Trek Year 5, which I thought were pretty good. It's supposedly the canonical missing fifth year of Kirk's
Mhm.
voyages, and
Oh,
it was
cool.
really just a bunch of old characters from the previous 3 seasons, like come back in different configurations. But it was pretty good for Star Trek comics.
Oh,
So
I
when you
think
say the
J.J.
fifth year,
Bennell
you
did
mean
those.
when you say the fifth year, you mean the fourth was the animated series, yeah?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's how they rationalized it.
Yes.
Scott Jensen says, "What's wrong with comics? Tell me from those high horses." And nothing's
Oh.
wrong with them, but not
They're not
everyone
canon.
reads comics, and it would be exciting to see SISKO back as a god or anything in live action or cartoon.
Yes,
animated.
exactly.
I agree.
Well
However,
said.
there's a certain thing that if I'm reading something knowing that it's not official or real or canon, then it just kind of makes me be like, well, then it's like
Give me my minute
fantasy,
back.
you know,
Right.
like it's already nonfiction, and for it to be nonfiction, it's harder for me to get into it. Now, if they were canon, if comic books
Fictitious
were canon,
fiction.
yeah, and books were canon, then I would be a lot more excited about that because it would actually impact the other series and worlds within Star Trek.
Some of the
Occasionally
comics
they
I think
are.
canon now,
Yes.
in a way.
Yeah. The Kelvinverse, for instance.
Those, and also weren't the ones that were about like the Romulan, whatever was going on with Romulans that
Picard,
led Picard to get Laris.
Picard Countdown,
And-
I think it was
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I just am not a comic book reader, so I listen to
Right.
the Greatest Generations, like
And
the
the show,
Greatest
the
Treks.
show doesn't really reference it, but at the same time, those comics are written by people who worked on the show, like Tristan
Yes.
Baer, who's one of the
Oh,
producers.
that's
so
so cool.
it kind of gets blurred in there, but if the show doesn't really talk about it or reference it,
Mhm.
it's kind of
But it-
hazy of whether or
Some
not
of
it
these,
actually happened.
some of these almost nonsensical ones, like Worf leading the Defiant with like a character from every series, or maybe this one, I'm like, I actually hope they never reference it. I don't know. I'd like more going on.
Speaking of Worf, he's actually a good example because it was one of the Picard prequel books which may or may not be canon, that mentioned that Worf took over the Enterprise after Picard became an admiral.
Yeah.
But now, Picard season 3 will actually prove if that's true. Picard season 3 will determine whether or not that actually happened, and if that is canon. So we will see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But actually, I kind of love that they exist because I love this kind of conversation ever since. I mean, for forever, but especially with books like Mosaics and like all of this kind of stuff is so fascinating to think about. And I also like a shout out to the podcast Literary Treks, which sometimes I also refer to if I'm not going to read the Star Trek book. It's on Trek FM and they review like all of the Star Trek books.
Oh, wow.
You can stay up
Yeah.
to date, and which I'm like, yeah, it is quite a task, which I'm not up to. So they do it for me, and then I listen to it.
I gotta go, but
Yeah.
this is really super fun. Thanks for having me on.
John,
Good to
thanks
see
for
you.
joining in the fun.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday. We'll see you again soon. Okay, pal?
Thanks, man. Thanks. See you later.
All right. Bye.
I
Hi,
hope when
Lisa,
y'all
I've
join.
noticed that your cat only perches on one side of you. Like,
Yeah,
does she
that's-
ever go on the other side?
Only to walk over to the other side.
She's not an Andy Percher.
She likes this shoulder better, and I don't know why.
All
Just
right.
has a preference.
Yeah.
She's left-shouldered.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's true that some of the books are becoming canonized. Either
those
like some of the
autobiography
concepts are being grandfathered in, and then also they had like the Raffi and Seven show
yes.
book that was supposed to take
Mhm.
place between seasons 1 and 2, and I guess that would be canon
Well,
because I
and it
remember
was
them
read by
referencing it.
them.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that's read
So-
by the two of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the books are kind of a gray area because some stuff is canon, a lot of it isn't, but it depends on who writes it and the context and blah, 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 blah.
I think it's kind of, they kind of have like this unspoken rule of like, go ahead and believe it's canon until further
Yes.
notice.
Yes.
If
Yes.
it's not, we'll let you know, but go ahead and believe what goes on in there until we do something on a screen that negates what you've read, then you have
Right.
to
Yeah.
what's the word
I
I'm
don't know,
looking for?
but
You have
it's
to
all fun and
default to the
games
screen.
until I miss a question at Star Trek Bar Trivia. Like it's kind of like that Bob's Burger episode where Tina Belcher like adds to her fandom of like whatever it was by writing erotic fiction about it.
Friend fiction.
And yeah. And then like her dad misses trivia questions because he by mistake read her books too. So I feel like that's the case with like
yeah.
Star Trek Bar Trivia when like I by mistake have listened to too many podcasts about the books. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Neurotica.
Yeah.
Okay, so our poll question here, we're going to go ahead and close that guy. That was a fun one. The question was, how would you like to see Jake SISKO come back? Very tight one of our tightest ever. Almost as tight as Titus Moeller. Starfleet Academy was answered by 20% of you. 23% of you said Section 31. 23% of you also said Lower Decks. And 31% of you said Star Trek Prodigy. So that's, I really like that. I like how it's pretty much, there was no clear big winner. You know, Prodigy was the favorite, but everybody kind of wants all of them, maybe.
I have to mention.
Yeah, I think that's the real answer.
I just saw Jim Westbrook in the chat. So first of all, hi, Jim Westbrook. And he was posting about like the CBS I logo being on the FNN badge this week, which I know people are wondering. I mean, it actually looks to me like it is like loosely drawn to like sort of reference that. But what is really interesting that I realized after he pointed that out is that it matches one of those evil computers, like that's stored with Agimus. Like one of them lights up with the exact same symbol. So thank you, Jim Westbrook, for hipping me to that. Now I want to know if there's like some sort of connection.
Nice.
Of the CBS I?
Yeah, that I is on the FNN badge that the reporter had this week, but also on an evil computer locked up with Agimus.
Yes, Sirach and I touched on that a bit in our most recent review. Didn't really take it any further than that, just that was clearly a CBS logo on her badge. And that would be cool, though, if there was a connection between that reporter and one of the evil robots.
Oh, we'll have to stay tuned, but super interesting.
Or maybe just everybody evil. Mike McMahon puts the CBS logo on. And we just have to find it.
That seems entirely possible.
Where's the Mickey?
Yep. Hidden Dickie. So let's talk about Prodigy and Lower Decks, because we've got the end of one and the beginning of another all on the same day. Personally, I prefer to do like watch the season ender first, close the book on that, and then watch the first episode of the next one. Some people kind of reverse it, like Missy Elliott, but I think, thank you, good knowledge, guys.
Love Missy Elliott.
She's awesome.
Great.
But I don't know, what do you guys think? You watch it in that order?
That's what I do. I want to complete the season before starting the next thing.
Totally. 1000%.
Wow, 1,000. That's good. That's better than any poll we've ever done.
I know. That way I can give it my full attention without thinking about like the rest of any other series.
Okay. So when was it was May 5th, wasn't it? The last time we had 2 new episodes on one day.
It was Picard and Strange New Worlds, right?
Yeah. And I think it was on Cinco de Pico, right?
Right.
Yes. The day after May the 4th.
Right.
Hilarious.
Boy, May.
Pole face.
Yes. I love pole face. That's like my favorite thing. Okay, lay some pulls on us.
This is a lot of dead air, you guys. While I'm typing a poll,
Sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with Jim Westbrook on that poll about like what did we want to see Jake SISKO on? And I'm like, he said we should have all of the above. And I'm like, yes, exactly. We needed all of the above. That's the real answer.
Yes.
And I was watch the first freeze frame. Freeze frame.
Oh my gosh. By the way, I have watched the first this week about ghosts 3 times. It's so fun and good. I'm just so happy that I finally recommended a show and it got that people seem to like it. I won't give any spoilers about the first ending, but I just am so into the show Ghosts on Paramount Plus.
It's really
so
good.
Adorable. Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's so funny and so clever.
So adorable. It's just like truly like not mindless because it's really clever, but like you don't have to use your mind So relaxing. I love it.
Nice.
Well,
It's
and
good to
they-
have that show every now and then. You don't have to invest a whole lot, and you can just enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah, but they get these zingers in there. They're like, wait, why didn't I think of that? Zinger.
God. It is so good.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, whenever I see extended pull face, I'm like, what could this pull possibly be about?
Studying.
To be honest, half that time was me remembering what the poll was going to be, because I was about to type,
So in your toes.
but then everybody got quiet. So I like looked back and was like, what's going on, guy? And then we all kind of started going again. And then I went back to do the poll and I was like,
Then you were like,
damn,
oh crap, I have more
forgot
ghosts
what the
to
poll
watch.
was.
Oh no.
Because I can't do two. I can barely do one thing at a time, but I can't do two. I can't type a poll and speak at the same time, or even think, really.
Yeah.
Multitasking's hard.
Man, I tell you, I got like 2 brain cells left and they both got to focus hard just to do a 2. So the poll is,
Answer
what-
poll.
and it's an easy one too. What are you most looking forward to? Lower Decks
Man.
season finale or the new Prodigy episode? That would be episode 11 of
How do we
Star
choose?
Trek Prodigy. You don't have to.
There's not an option for both.
Especially
Well, no, because
now.
that's like
I
a wasted
know.
poll.
I don't care.
Oh, wait. This Lower Decks episode last week really got me excited. It was such a fun Breen reveal. So like, if it happened for
Yes, I
that,
agree.
I would have easily said Prodigy. And then this happened, and now I'm like, I just
Yes.
don't know. Oh,
I know.
I can't wait
I
for
screamed.
That was
Mariner and not
hilarious.
Vosh, as I call her, mummying
Yes.
it up.
Yeah.
Whatever their adventure ensues.
Yeah, like Vosh wannabe.
I know. I was like, wait,
Freaking
who's
Petra.
this chick?
I do like the name Petra though.
She wants to be Vosh.
And I
Mhm.
do like her accent, but
I don't trust her at all because she's clearly like
no.
she clearly like sent something and is just like totally preying on Mariner. So I'm like very, very worried what's gonna happen next.
We should all be wary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
All right.
screamed when I saw the Breen. I was like, the Breen.
Me too. I was
Yes.
very happy about, especially because it just came out of nowhere. Suddenly
Yeah.
there's the Breen attacking and we're like, oh my God, here come there. It wasn't just like a little one piece thing or one character. It was just suddenly we're in the middle of a Breen fight and we got to see their ships and we're reminded of their cool technology and their weaponry. Oh boy. And then they were revealed what was under the mask finally.
No.
No.
No. I had to check my mental notes. I was like, did I miss that? Where did I miss that? How could I miss that? No, it didn't happen. No, I wish.
Yeah.
I don't know how to vote.
You don't have to, like, this is one of those things where it's like, look, if you don't have a preference, don't do
I
it.
haven't gotten enough flyers from either one.
But
to make
sometimes
my
you have to
decision.
just dig deep and you realize,
Yeah.
Don't make me
yeah, I
say
don't know. I think
it's
I
the
wouldn't vote
Prodigy
if I
episode, I
could.
think, because I need to know.
I'm not.
I need to know about Chakotay and Janeway.
We all do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the answer.
This is very
Chakotay
important.
is going to be like, Catherine, what are you doing
I
here?
need to know how she
Janeway will be
came.
like, I've been following you for 15 years, ever since you broke my heart and took that hussy over me or
Yes,
whatever.
that's what I need. That's what I need for my soul.
Out of nowhere. I mean, I'm still blindsided.
We're all a little
by
pissed
that.
about that. Still, that
Not
didn't
everyone,
happen.
but
I just
don't think-
refuse to believe like Section 31 or something isn't, or some sort of like alien mind control isn't behind it.
Alien mind control.
Let's
We
blame
know
them. That seems like a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yes.
but we do know it doesn't last because 7 is much better with Raffi.
Mhm.
Oh,
that's true.
absolutely.
We know that it's
So,
got a
so
shelf
true.
life. Well,
Right.
you never know. Maybe
Well, because
she's
Chakotay's in some other
poly.
quadrant now. True.
maybe she's a polyglot. What's a polyglot? I know that's a
I
word.
always think it's something crazier. Than, every time I look it up, I'm like, oh, it has nothing to do with what I thought it was.
What is a polyglot?
Poly is
Oh,
Knowing-
Google.
Knowing
Yes.
or using several languages. Oh,
People
okay.
always put this on
Oh.
dating apps, and I'm always like, this is such a weird word to use on dating apps because you think it's
Yeah.
something else, first of all. Second
That's
of
a
all,
weird
what
flex,
it actually means is so douchey.
Yeah.
That like automatic swipe left.
Polyglots seem more like a scientific or medical term. It seems like it would be.
Yeah, or some
yeah,
sexual
why
thing.
can't-
It's
Oh, yeah.
all of the responses are just ridiculous. And then also when every time I re-look up the word, I'm like, oh no, it's actually just a douchebag.
Right now
That's
we have
funny.
like 9
That's
people in the
funny.
live chat removing the word
Erasing their-
polyglot from their
Their profiles.
Okay, and while you're at it, remove the picture of you with the sedated tiger.
What about the fish, the captured fish? Does that work for you?
Oh,
Ew.
I actually never see people should use that more. That's more fun.
I feel like people love to, well, probably
No,
dudes,
women, it's like a Marilyn
love
Monroe
to have
quote.
pictures of them with a dead animal. And I'm like, man, that
Oh,
would have
that's
been
interesting. Where
the
are you?
worst
Who are you
turn
talking
on,
to?
or
I've never seen
biggest
this.
turn off. That's just what I assume.
everybody
I
does
see that
the
on like
sedated
Facebook
tiger
and stuff.
one. It's weird.
The sedated
not.
tiger.
Yeah, they like are them posing with a tiger line on the ground, like they're squatting next to it, like, yeah. And I'm like, dude.
Well, see, that's close to a dead animal,
the
right? Like
tiger
a
is
dead fish
clearly
or a deer that they shot or something.
okay. First of all,
And
why
they're
is
so
this
pleased.
impressive? Second of all, like clearly the animal's sedated. I'm not gonna like applaud you. It's just so weird. I think it's like a proxy for traveling somewhere where tigers live, but it's just ridiculous.
So show the Taj Mahal or something.
Well, you see that one quite a bit. You see everybody in the world goes to Machu Picchu for that
Plus,
selfie.
Anne-Marie, if this is on a dating app and they have a sedated animal that they're holding, are they trying to be like, hey, this could
Yeah,
be you?
actually,
So,
exactly. Okay, that's like a really great point that I never even thought of, but you're very smart to mention it.
That's
Yeah.
gross. man.
Okay.
I like
Oh.
to kill things. How about you?
Yeah, exactly.
Ew.
Or at least drug them for a while.
Although
Yeah.
Machu Picchu is on my bucket list of places to go visit.
This is like the
One of
number
them.
one dating app picture, apparently.
Machu Picchu?
Wait, so
or
I should
the-
just get rid of the
tiger?
middleman and go to hang out on Machu Picchu and just meet him there directly.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah, get there firsthand.
Okay. No, here's a good one. War Dogheim in the live chat says he has a selfie on the Great Wall. Is that something that would that impress you, Anne-Marie?
That is a really good one.
Kind of
I've seen
cool.
it a few times. That's cool.
It is the only man-made structure in the world that is visible from space, if I remember
Yes.
correctly, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I've
And if you
wondered
look
that's
closely, you could
changed
see
any
War
time.
Dog going like, taking a picture.
I feel like maybe Dubai made that claim or something about something. But I mean, yes, I did learn that fact on 1159, one of my favorite Star Trek episodes
Who
ever.
did Dubai? Oh, is it because they have like that super like 2,000-foot tall building,
I feel
or
like
is it
I read
the
that somewhere,
island
but
that
it could
they've
have been
created?
on Dubai's travel propaganda. So I don't know.
I just want to go there, Dubai stuff.
Mm-mm.
Are they space washing it? Like people
Well, you know that
Pre-wash?
one of my favorite Twitter profiles to watch is like, okay, is it Christine Monteferretti, the like Italian woman who was on like astronaut who was on the International Space Station?
Yes, it
I don't
is.
know if she's still there. And like Nana
She
interviewed
is.
her. And so like recently she'll like whenever like she's over a big city, over a big city on the planet Earth, she'll take a picture of what it looks like from space. It's really cool.
Cool.
She's such a great follow. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
cool.
I'm gonna have to look her
Okay.
up. That seems cool.
Yes.
Here's
And I mean,
something
obviously
interesting.
she wears Star Trek uniforms on the space station. Like she already is like one of our favorite people. And she helped Doug Drexler get that picture of him and Dorothy like on the space station.
Christoph
Hey.
Ferretti, I think it is. Here's something fun. So I just did a Google search just to fact check. I just Googled the only man-made structure seen from space. And the result was the Great Wall of China, is one of the few man-made structures visible from orbit. So it's not the only one. There are
No.
others. Now you got to know. So maybe Dubai does have some claims. Oh, the Three Gorges Dam in the Yangtze River of China. Wow, they got two. China's hogging up all
Deep
the
Space Nine.
stuff.
I've heard about that from a shuttle.
Yeah.
I learned my geography.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, so I bet Dubai's probably those islands that they've created. I think that's off the coast of Dubai. They've created those islands that one looks like a palm tree.
Yeah.
And another one was like of the world. Like they made basically islands that look like the map of the world, but they kind of stopped construction on that just recently because something wasn't working out.
Stupid.
But then so you could buy an island that represents, say, like Alaska, or because they're all like island chains that form.
Or you could just buy land in Alaska.
I think Dubai is probably nicer, weather-wise.
Weather-wise.
Not view.
Or no, I saw Sex and the City too.
I don't know what that.
Oh, they have to leave
reference
Dubai
means.
like quickly.
Oh, yes, I saw that movie. Weren't they in Dubai?
I'm pretty. Oh wait, maybe
No
they were.
idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
I need to travel more. So many places I need to go.
Starting with Greece.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yes. I want to go swimming.
Okay, people seem to
Not
be
water.
into this visible from orbit. Don Crandall, shout out to Don Crandall. What's up, Don Crandall?
Hi,
Great
Don
Star Trek
Crandall.
knowledge. He
Yes, give
says
us
the
trivia
Panama
words.
Canal. Well, okay, so
Oh.
let's.
Oh, that's actually. I was
That's
like,
possible.
I didn't realize you could count
It is.
Panama and Suez canals, but obviously you can.
Okay.
Made.
Smart. And this does relate to Star Trek because of 1159.
It's so true.
Oh my gosh. Literally every month of my life, I watch someone to watch over me in 1159 because they're in a row and I never turn off Star Trek when it starts playing anyway. But I just love those two episodes so much. Oh, they're so wonderful.
Those are good ones. That's like comfort food.
Yes.
Your go-tos when you just really need something
Ultimate.
happy.
Oh, it makes me so happy. And something about 1159, I'm from Wisconsin and I lived there like in the year 2000 and 2001, obviously, because I hadn't gone to college yet. And like, it just captures the feel of like small town middle America as it was like on the cusp of like, what do we do with these small town buildings? And you just feel the cold of like snowbanks on the side of the road. I'm like, I don't know how it captured it so well. And obviously I remember that day because I always go shopping like the day after a holiday for deals.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm like, I just like remember being in like my car cold and I'm like, whoa, this is so true to life.
It really is. If you've lived in the Midwest in the dead of winter, you know that feeling of cold.
It just captures it so well. I'm like, what do you do with these old buildings and like bookstores and downtowns? Just that episode's amazing. It does not get enough
so
respect.
Weird. That's the Paramount lot. That's just like a set they have there, but they made it look so good.
Yeah.
I love to watch that episode around Christmas time because for me, I don't know, sort of like how Generations is not really a Christmas movie. I love to watch it around that time because that's about the time it came out in the theaters. So I watch 1159 sometime between Christmas and New Year's, that week in between. And yeah, it's like warm, melty mac and cheese for me. It's good.
I saw people talking shit about it this week and I was like,
I'm getting hungry.
Do not even cross me on 1159.
We always do on this one. This show makes people hungry. That's our job. Actually, that does remind me of something we need to cover. But before we get into that, to close the book on this space exploration of non-space, apparently there are a bunch, and it's hard to find exactly how many there are, which ones specifically, but some that are mentioned are the cooling pond of Chernobyl. Apparently this is man-made.
Oh, really?
It is a cooling pond that is 10 kilometers long. The greenhouses of Almeria, which is in Andalusia, Spain. And
Andalusia?
yeah, I guess. And Bingham Canyon Mine. So that's a lot of interesting stuff. Didn't see the Panama Canal, but that's certainly a possibility, right?
So interesting.
I would think so.
Mm.
So the reason also, in addition to the Millennium Gate being visible from space when they built it, is that I think, if I'm not wrong, like Neelix and Tom Paris, well, I know I'm not wrong, I watch this episode all the time. Neelix and Tom Paris are like quizzing each other on facts on their different home worlds. And one of Neelix's that he knows from this game they're playing is about like the Great Wall of China.
Right. Like, is
and
he trying to
Earth.
one up with knowledge
Yes,
of things he's looked
yes.
up? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute. I love the way Voyager, it gets so boring on the ship because they're just killing time. I just love the way that they show everyday life. So adorable.
That is one of those rare moments too, where nothing massively crazy is happening. The galaxy's not at stake. They're just chilling and telling stories, which is refreshing and nice. You wouldn't want them to do it all the time, but to know that they have some downtime is actually kind of comforting.
Oh my God, in the end of the episode where they realize they're all a family. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
I like the slice of life stuff. And they did that on Enterprise too, with the movie, the old movie nights.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
So cute.
I love the movie nights.
Me too.
So cute.
It was so cute when, what is it, Warp 5, the Trek FM like Enterprise podcast, like a while ago, like, back when it was Brandon Shane Matala, and I can't remember the other co-hosts, they would watch every movie from movie nights on Enterprise and review the actual movies.
Did they really?
I know, isn't that like the cutest idea?
That's
I love
adorable.
Star Trek fans. I know, there's
Oh my gosh. I
The
didn't
cutest
know.
of
Like, I
cute.
lost touch with a lot of podcasts over time. And oh my God, that's a great idea.
Mhm.
Aw.
So real quick, this would be fun. For those of you that haven't seen these Dubai islands, here's the first main one. It was
Wow.
like,
Whoa.
yeah, so it's like
Those
a
are
palm
cool.
tree, but then it's also surrounded by this ring around it. These are fully man-made
Wow.
islands.
That's
And you
amazing.
see
Okay.
this little
Do you know
bridge up
why
there
they did
connecting.
this?
Yeah, probably
Money.
money.
Just because you can? Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's money
I think
related.
It's 'cause
Yeah.
they can.
And then here are the islands that they made to look like the worlds,
Oh, wow.
or the
Whoa.
world.
It's like
That's cool.
It's a magic eye.
Vision.
That's cool. The other one looked a little, I don't know.
Actually, that is kind of interesting.
South
Those are
America
real-
is
that's
looking
really
pretty
neat.
skinny though. That's
It
fun.
is.
Yeah.
And what is this down here?
It's like pan-jigging already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Bermuda out there.
Yeah.
I guess that's Japan
I mean,
way out
it's
there.
it's
Well,
close. They
it's
tried.
Maybe it's the angle. 'Cause, yeah,
Interesting.
Sure, that's
you're
part of
on
it.
Maybe.
Australia. You were
Yeah.
on
This is Australia, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
and this is Antarctica.
Right.
Yeah.
And this would be New Zealand, the two islands there.
It's really
Mhm.
big for New Zealand.
Africa, Madagascar.
It
Hey, wow, they
is.
actually got the shape of Madagascar, right?
I know.
Compared
pretty
to
good.
South America, New Zealand is huge.
Probably one of those is like Mauritius.
And like, where's
Yeah.
Japan?
I think
It-
that's it's either
is
this
that it?
right here or it's this right here. Like this is the wrong
Okay.
shape. And this is
Yeah,
the right
it's not really
proximity
working
and
for me.
shape right here. That's probably
I think they
Japan.
forgot about Japan.
Impossible. Oh, look at Alaska looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland looks nice. Africa
Gosh.
looks good.
Anyway. Yeah. Africa
Yeah,
looks
that's
right.
really cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was a thing that existed.
I only knew about the palm tree one.
Wow. What are they
Yeah.
doing over in Dubai?
I like the green one. the
the
green,
green
islands.
one's good.
Okay, so here's something I've been wanting to talk about, you guys, for literally days. And when I say literally, I actually mean the word
2 days.
literally, which is funny because
Okay.
nowadays
Wow.
when people say literally, they mean like
I
literally,
know.
not literally. They mean figuratively,
Hmm.
but I mean literally days. 2 of them. No, it's like 4 days.
That's multiple days still.
Yeah.
So it is.
So
literal.
here it is. It is a tweet on twitter.com. And the tweet reads as follows. What's the worst candy in this picture?
Mike and Ike.
Oh,
And look at, they got a ton of great candy. There's Snickers, Milky Way, Hershey,
Oh, ew,
Baby
good and
Ruth
funny.
Rolo,
That's the worst.
Milk
Oh.
Duds, Crunch, M&M's, Starburst,
Oh.
York, Butterfinger. I mean,
Dude,
it's all
the
kinds.
only thing worse than good and funny are like those weird like wrapped candies, like grandma candies.
Oh, the orange and black ones.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Those are
Exactly.
the worst.
No, the
Those are
worst
the
candy
worst.
isn't in this picture.
What is it?
Candy corn.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's
what's-
right.
that's
That's right.
Barf.
Melissa,
grossest
what's
thing
the
ever.
worst candy to you in this picture?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, thanks. I wish I could say I came up with it
It's
myself.
also subjective
Hmm.
based on my own taste buds.
Yeah.
I got to go with Almond Joy because I really am not a
Oh.
big fan of
Ugh.
nuts in candy, and I'm not a fan of coconuts. So that's at the very bottom of my list.
you
Well,
can like
coconuts
suck-
love
That's
you.
more
Okay,
for you.
Here's the thing: you can lick the chocolate off of them, which is like by the time you get to the end of your pillowcase, like
Just give
there's
me the
nothing
Reese's.
I can do with the good and funnies. They just taste gross.
Just
Oh
no.
yeah, Reese's go fast.
I'm gonna go with Milk Duds because they hurt my teeth.
Oh.
What if
That's
you
a
just,
good reason.
Let them melt in
Interesting.
your mouth.
Well, if you melt them on popcorn, then my answer would change.
Oh,
But
interesting.
or maybe Reese's Take 5 because I'm not a pretzel fan.
Hmm.
Okay,
Mm.
so here's why I bring
Small
this up. First
pretzel.
of all, the winner of the poll is Lower Decks season finale, 55%, New Prodigy episode, 44%, and a Phantom 1% again. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is precisely because of Anne-Marie's response, which is the replies turned into a good and plenty bashing session.
They're
Everybody
so
was
gross.
saying,
No,
Really?
they're not.
It was
Wow.
Gross.
everybody, it was like
What is the flavor of good
80%
and
of the
plenty?
responses weren't just
Licorice.
saying good and plenty, but attacking good and plenty like a
And
personal.
attacking people who buy them. Dude, I put
Now-
one in my mouth once. It was so gross. I was like maybe 6 or 7 during trick or treat. I'm like, it was so revolting that I've never made that mistake again. Like, ugh.
I got to be honest. I don't remember what they taste like. I haven't had them in so
See,
long.
you blocked it from your memory because of
It's
the
not even a
trauma.
consideration. I just don't want it.
But it didn't even
It's like a
taste-
Hershey bar. There's probably
Ugh.
nothing wrong with it, but that is not by any stretch of the imagination my first choice.
Yeah, it's boring.
It's
That's
really
my
not, like-
luxury chocolate.
I will eat chocolate and peanut butter together, but chocolate on its own is just kind of a pass for me. I don't care.
Oh,
These
really?
things do not even taste like real Twizzlers licorice. I don't even know what that taste is.
And,
but
and
it's-
licorice is just kind of
Yeah,
like once in
same.
a blue moon, that's kind of refreshing and fun, but like not all the time. Not my thing.
Same.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what this abomination is.
Yeah. So
Black licorice in a candy shell.
Oh, black licorice.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
have to like black licorice for that to be a thing for
In
you.
a
And
candy
a lot of people
shell.
are not.
Yeah.
you know who
Oh.
likes good and plenty?
This
This
guy.
guy. I should have gotten
There
some
you
good and plenty.
go.
Just
More
shovel
for
it in my
you.
mouth. I could
You'll
eat.
be so
but-
popular in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Here's my favorite. Here's
Kids will
my
love
favorite
you.
response was by somebody named Aaron W, actually, coincidentally. And he says, anyone saying good and plenty is a cop,
Oh my
Anne
God.
Marie.
Yeah, you're a nut.
Wow. Wow. Shots fired.
Yeah. That's
don't even get
got
it.
you, Amory. I don't either, but I like it.
I know. I
made
need
me
to know more
laugh.
about this.
So, which led me to thinking, look, you can't say
Sell
it's
my Good and
not a
Plenty
good
stock.
candy. It's called good and plenty. It's verifiably good because it's in the name, and it's verifiably plenty because there are plenty of them. So you can't.
And they've been around forever. Forever. People keep buying them,
Like sugar
obviously.
babies.
Oh, I
So
love
they
sugar
can't
babies.
be terrible because they were around in the 80s even.
Actually,
there's
I was wondering the other
plenty of
day.
80s.
how do these things stay open? Like how is Good and Plenty still in business?
That's
just
what somebody
amazing.
asked on the Twitter replies that cracked me up too. They said, how are these guys staying in business all these decades? Who's keeping them in business?
They never made more. No one, they're still selling
Plenty.
off their ones they made like decades ago, so nobody wants them.
There are plenty. When I was working at Michael's, they had Good and Plenties, and you'd be surprised how many people actually bought Good and Plenties.
Do you think
Same
it's like for a
with circus
mosaic?
peanuts. No, they love it.
Wow.
Huh.
Oh, and circus peanuts. That's another
Yeah.
really weird one.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, how do people
Oh,
still make
circus
these?
peanuts.
Disgusting.
Mm-mm.
No, but those orange and black ones are the worst. Those are like eating clay.
Oh,
Here's a good
Gross.
response. This lady says, I know I asked, but I had no idea anyone under 50 would have even tasted a goddamn Good and Plenty. Who did that to y'all?
That's hilarious.
I love her.
Somebody else says, Rolo, what the hell is that?
Oh, I like
There's a lot of
Oh,
great
like
ones.
yeah, Rolo is not a very popular candy, but if you like caramel, oh boy.
Here's a great
Yeah.
answer.
delicious.
That purple heifer in the left-hand top corner.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Anyone
Exactly
not
There's some
carried
defense.
through.
Anyone not saying Good and Plenty has never had one. Carrie Drew
Exactly.
says.
True.
That's
So there
funny.
are
True.
fans keeping it going.
Oh, here's the person we were talking about. Who is keeping Good and Plenty in business? I mean, what are they doing to keep the
Yes.
lights on over there?
Wait,
I love
need to
the
start
photo.
using that photo.
Yeah.
That photo's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Good and Plenty is bought by Karens to put in kids' Halloween bags because Karens hate fun.
Oh.
Right?
Oh
Am
my
I right,
gosh.
Melissa? This hate must not be allowed to continue.
So at least 50% of the people on this screen would buy Good and Plenties. So somebody's buying it.
Somebody's buying it.
It's
And good for them, I guess. That they can
Yes,
have
no?
it.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
It's kind of fun that these like brands transcend the decades, but it's just shocking that this one lasts when others don't. Oh,
I love them. They're great.
The other
All
day, my
right.
husband and I tried something called Moxie Cola, which is apparently like
yeah.
a really old, yeah, like it's an East Coast thing. And I found it at a specialty beverage shop here. And we taste tested it live in front of our friends who recommended it because they wanted to see our reaction. And it can be like really good or really bad. And my reaction was going down was great. Aftertaste at first, terrible. Like it's
Oh.
cola, but a little different.
interesting.
It is interesting. And if you can find it, give it a try. It's one of those quirky little things that you either love or hate it, and you got to try it to find out.
Oh my God, those like
tried
divisive
it
things are
once.
so fascinating. Oh, what did you think, Ryan?
I don't remember. It was a long time
Me
ago. I just
neither.
remember going, I just like going, if you go to Beverages and More, they
Oh, sure.
buy Lucy's of all these different kinds
Lucy's.
of old sodas. And
It's
so you
like
could get all
cigarettes.
these weird flavors, and they make great gag gifts. So you could give somebody like vomit flavored cola, or probably not vomit, but
Or like
They're, you
ranch
know, like Jelly
dressing.
Bells.
They got some weird flavors.
weird ones, right?
Oh.
Like they'll have peanut butter and jelly flavor or pickle flavor, you know, like
Mhm.
some really strange.
Oh, a martini?
No, I haven't seen
They
that
also have
one,
really
but
good ones. Like they've got Sioux City
Yep.
sarsaparilla, which is a favorite
Yes.
in our house.
as they said in the movie The Big Lebowski. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
interesting.
good. How do people not have an opinion on Good and Plenties? You've never tried them?
Right?
Maybe not.
And the yums need more love.
Well, right now you'd be surprised. The hideous to we've got a poll going, everybody listening, and Good and Plenty's yay or nay.
Listen.
The answers are hideous or yum or I don't have an opinion somehow. And actually hideous and yum are not that far apart. So all of
It's
you
true.
that think it's disgusting, how can anybody like it? There's like a silent group of people that are like, I totally like it, but I'm afraid to say something because they're so angry about it.
Somebody out there is feeling exactly that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I don't know
24% of them.
I don't know why people get so angry about black licorice, though.
Probably because of the feeling it gives them when they see it, smell it, or taste it.
It's just one of those things where if it doesn't taste good to you, it doesn't taste good at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
Well, also
strong
because
flavor.
of the trick or treating, because you like get your haul and you're like so excited you have them, and then you eat this, you bite into something nasty, and you're like, what a freaking waste of like 2 minutes of the 2 hours I had for trick or treating. Like they got me good. And then it's like that's one less piece of good candy that I thought I
Well,
had.
see, Anne-Marie, the next time you should just say treat.
And see, I think that every time I have candy
You gave
corn
them the
in my
option.
stash,
Yes.
I'm
Trick or
like,
treating mess with our psyches.
gross.
Candy
Do you remember
corn.
way back in the day when we were kids, sometimes you would get like candy corn Lucy's or something like there would actually be like,
In like the 20s.
there would actually be like candies. There would actually be like unwrapped candy I feel like, or maybe a bag of
Yeah.
it, but I feel like
Yeah, you
if
should
you'd
be
have a
eating
big old
that.
pillowcase full of candy, at the bottom of that thing, there'd be some
It's like they threw
like loose
handfuls in
candy
there.
bouncing around in there.
Yeah, which
Oh my
means
God.
they touched them with their
I know.
gross hands.
Uh-huh.
Ew.
Hopefully
then you'd
just
eat
their
it.
hands.
And there could be razors.
And now people are worried about fentanyl in the Halloween candy. And I'm
That's
sorry, but nobody's putting
Right.
expensive drugs in the
Yes,
candy. It's
exactly.
not happening.
Yeah. No one's giving that
No.
away.
No.
Fentanyl.
Amazing
That's
point, Char.
This whole fentanyl trend conspiracy thing is just out of hand.
They're
That
putting
is such-
fentanyl in the candy corn. Watch out, kids.
Here's funny. Yeah, no one even wants to spend like the money on a fun size candy bar. Like, give me a break.
Right.
Like inflation, things are expensive right now. I mean,
Well,
you
when
barely
we get-
afford the candy on its
That's how they
own.
get you hooked.
When we got the
price
fun
of
size
gas?
candy, remember when we'd get the fun size candy though? That was like, I'm coming back to this house.
Yeah.
These guys know what's up,
Or
man.
like the really rich
Okay,
houses.
so full size
know?
bars.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
you know,
full-size
every
bars.
kid in the neighborhood would go to them.
Oh, I know. Me and my sister were just talking about like our favorite full size houses. I'm like, you remember that shit forever. Also, I mean, okay, not to keep talking about Bob's Burgers, but I love their Halloween episodes. And one of the years is even called full size bars and how to like their quest to
Nice.
get them. I'm like, this is real life. That or when people would get those little bags and they would fill them with a few things, like that's jackpot too. It's so good.
Nice. I
Like
kind of
last year, like Rebecca had just moved here and one kid came to the house and the kid was like, you know, other houses are doing this, like trying to mess with it.
Wow.
I was like, wow, kids are
Demands.
so advanced.
Well, nowadays they're doing little activity packs and less candy.
Oh, interesting.
That's true.
fun.
Yeah.
You know, I wish
Trick,
trick
treat,
or
or
treaters came
activity.
to our house more because I live in a townhome and it's across the street from a bunch of single family houses. So they think, oh, the single family houses have better candy because they probably have more money.
Oh, yeah.
That's BS, guys. Our disposable income allows us to get the good candy. Come see
Oh,
us.
yeah. Oh, kids want
We want to
me.
see you like not Christmas. Halloween 2020 was really cool because all of the neighborhood kids in our townhome area, like the parents organized it. We wanted to do socially distanced trick or treating. So we put a bowl of candy out and opened our window in our
Mhm.
living room. And they would just all kind of filter through one at a time. And we'd say, hi, check out their costumes, wish them a happy Halloween. And it was the best thing ever.
Love it.
I wish we could do it again.
It's just such a happy thing. I love it so much.
Yeah, I was thrilled for the kids. They still got to go trick or treating, have their Halloween. We found a way to make it work. It was awesome.
hmm
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, the best way to get the most candy I figured out when I was a kid, my friend and I,
Oh, you seem like one of those.
you go to the apartment complexes,
Yeah.
right? And the ones that have all the doors near each other, like you go to down a hall or up some stairs and there are 4 doors. And
That's
so you just go
right.
ring
Density.
all 4 of them. And then they just open, and then you leave. So you get 4 in one shot, and then you go to the next one and go to the next one. And yeah, I didn't notice any
I
worse
coulda guessed
candy
this
from them
about
than the
you.
houses.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy.
Mhm. Efficient.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, wow, we're already out of time somehow. But I
Well,
could
no, this
seriously
has been
talk
so
about
fun.
candy for another hour.
Dude, also, like,
Same.
Are we just hungry?
yeah, also
I am.
game strategy
No, but
for
candy
trick or
is
treating
great.
is so fun.
What was your strategy, Anne-Marie?
Oh, we just had a route. And I mean, it was kind of like, it was just limited by the fact, like the number of houses and having to walk with little legs. And then also like I have a million siblings and we're all 2 years apart. So
That's
like
a lot.
some of the kids' legs were too small. Plus Wisconsin, it would start snowing by Halloween. So you have to like wear all these layers.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, your hands are like almost frostbitten.
That's what
But
I
it's
remember
worth
about
it.
most Halloweens is wearing a
it's worth
coat under my costume.
Totally. Which is
Because
not
you had
like,
to.
you're trying to feel like a cute princess. That's not the way. Or I
You
mean, usually I
can't.
was a witch, but yeah.
Okay, so the end of the poll is here and the end of the show is near. The end of the poll says 43% of you shockingly have no opinion on Good and Plenty's. I thought people either loved them or hated them, but
Yeah.
almost half of
All
you
right.
don't. 31% said it was hideous. 23% are correctly saying yum.
Yeah.
And
That's fine.
Anne-Marie, though, final question. Would you know those black wrapped and orange wrapped
Oh, those
chalky
are
clay
weird.
candies? Would you like them better if inside the clay wrap thing it was stuffed with black licorice and candy corn? Like
Okay. Oh, they're all so, oh my gosh.
Those
Like
are
a
both
candy
bad
bar.
choices.
Also, they're just like completely useless because no one's going
And
to trade you for
mayonnaise.
that.
Ew.
What about
You might as
what
well-
about a candy bar where when you bite into it, mayonnaise squirts into your mouth?
Ew.
Or-
What? Why? No,
Because Ryan's a sadist.
Basically that.
this
I
is
hate
wrong.
mayonnaise. It ruins everything.
That does not belong in
my
candy. That's not
gosh.
candy.
Oh my
That's true.
goodness.
Okay,
Not
so
candy.
let's move on. So yesterday, as we mentioned on the Seventh Rule channel, we released our review of Lower Deck Season 3, Episode 9. So go check that out. It's a rollicking good time. Enjoy your Rolos while you're rollicking. And Rolos are good. There was somebody in the
They
live
are
chat saying,
good.
Yeah, I like Rolos.
yeah,
Listen
they're
to
fun.
I
Blue Moon.
love them.
They're
They're
so good.
Just don't think to get
I
them
can't
very
get
often.
them. Otherwise, like I won't stop eating the whole bag.
Wow. That's how I am with Good and Plenty's, dude. Keep those away from me. I can't. It's even my mom told me she's the same way. She's like, Ryan, you have got to stop getting me Good and Plenty's for Christmas because I can't stop eating them. I eat
Who's
the
keeping
whole
them in
giant, and I get
business?
like an industrial size box, and she just it's impossible to stop.
Oh
Okay.
no.
So so let's see. On Sunday, that is October 23rd at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. Check out the Seventh Rule on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. We've got our review. I almost lost my spot here. Review of Season 7, Episode 20 of Deep Space Nine, The Changing Face of Evil. Melissa Longo is with us on that one. So check that out. That's 9 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. Then on Monday, same channel, the Seventh Rule. We've got our review, a full review. Oh no, is it? Oh no, it is.
Oh,
It's
no.
the one with I'm not even going to try to say. It's the one with the Latin.
Oh, the Latin name.
Oh,
Oh,
I
the
should
that
have
one.
guessed.
Latin name, yeah.
We all know
I'm
what
just
it
going to
is.
leave it at that. Yeah.
the legumes.
Yeah. If I had problems saying the changing face of evil, I'm going to have problems saying this one. But we have a very special guest, Mr. William Sadler, on that one, who played
Ooh.
Sloan. He also played Death on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and a bunch of other movies he's in and TV shows. He's amazing. He's great. Check it out. We really love him. That is Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Tuesday, right here on this channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we've got the main viewer live. We're going to talk about all the Star Trek news of the week, and it's going to be incredulous. Lastly, I mean, whatever. Whatever it's going to be, fill in the blank. Give your own adjective.
Choose your own
It's gonna be
adventure.
fun.
Dot,
Yeah,
dot, dot.
whatever. And then lastly, we'll have Falling Towers Watch the First podcast. That is going to be on the Falling Tower YouTube channel The episode is TBD. It's a surprise, but it is the final episode for horror month, right? So actually, I think we've got one. Yeah, it's going to be the Midnight Club. The Midnight Club on Netflix. A couple of you have suggested that, so we'll be doing that. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Falling Tower channel. That's all we got for you. Shar, can you tell everybody where they can find you online or whatever you'd like to promote, like that mission log good stuff?
Right. If you aren't a part of the Mission Log Discord, consider doing that. That's a lot of fun. We do a lot of things there, and we talk way more than just Star Trek. We're talking all sorts of sci-fi, anything and everything food related. I mean, we've got a channel for everything going right now. But otherwise, the best way to contact me and talk with me is at Twitter, and my handle is Oh the Profanity.
Awesome. What about you, Melissa Longo?
On social media, Melissa Longo, Malissa, and
Because of the jingle.
And the
Don't walk,
introverted
run.
Republic.com. And if anyone is in the LA area or Burbank area, tomorrow I will be assisting JG at his table at the Hollywood show in Burbank, the Marriott Burbank Hotel. So
All right.
Bob will be
That's
there, Bob
amazing.
O'Reilly, and then Sorella, the woman who played Sorella,
Oh,
will be
cool.
there too. So yeah,
Whoa.
Nice.
so come out if you're about.
Yeah, you'll be in Sto-vo-kor,
That's
Klingon heaven.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love Sorella.
What
Yeah.
about you, Doctor? Your thoughts on where people
Um,
can find you?
Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel1. And also, I forgot to mention, make sure you're following One Trek Fan on Instagram because nobody has a Halloween yard quite like Lisa. It's just
Nice.
amazing.
Oh,
Like it's one of the
nice.
highlights of my Halloween season, seeing those pictures on Instagram. So make sure it's an amazing follow. One Trek Fan.
And she
Cool.
also says Ryan moonlights as a torturer somewhere. Huh.
Do you?
Do you?
I'll never tell.
He's got a side gig going on.
Oh my gosh.
And Rob Marr says mayonnaise is milk from the devil's teat. Totally,
Yes,
dude.
1000%.
And everybody, you can find me on Virtual TrekCon, Falling Tower, and The Seventh Rule right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or just follow me on Twitter, Ryan TG Husk. That's at Ryan TG Husk. And as we leave, our final poll question is, which is the worst candy? Your options are candy corn, good and plenties, those weird orange and black clays, and mounds. Thanks for playing with us, everybody. Give us a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a like, please. We got to have more likes than viewers if possible.
Yo.
And the way to comment on this is when the video is over, just refresh this page and the comment section below will show up and you can tell us all of your favorite candies since we've been so negative.
All the favorite candies.
Since
Ah,
black
so many good
licorice
ones.
is so delicious.
Mhm.
Only in
Mhm.
my Sambuca.
Yeah, there's people out there who will fight you on that. They'll defend it.
See,
And good for them.
Sambuca isn't liquor, but it's licorice, right? So I'll leave you with that one.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for the fun. And hope you guys have a chill weekend. We'll see you next time.